our show, I don't think this is a good thing. It's not a good thing because it's going to carry on the narrative. Y'all don't want instances on your show where women and men are fighting. That's not good. And it might go viral, but you should be beyond going viral at this point. You get me? Because at the end of the day, Twitter is not going to look at it the way you're looking at it. They're going to look at it like, damn, why is this podcast fighting with women? Even if the women kicked it off in this particular instance. So that's how I kind of look. I kind of looked at it. You know, I think it's kind of unavoidable when you kind of look at their setup. You have 12 people in the same room or living room, basically. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's a little charged up. And you're trying to hope everybody let cooler heads prevail. That's just not going to happen. So that's the thing I kind of look at it. I'm like, yo, I hope they realize that, you know, what comes with leveling up. And I see a lot of people who like them, like, you know, it reminds me of chat niggas in a little bit of a way, because your own audience don't want you to succeed too much. They like to feel like you belong to them. So they don't want you to be the biggest podcast in the world. They don't want you to keep accelerating. They want you to grow to the point where they still feel like you belong to them. And hearing a few, like, you know, fans of their podcast talk about, like, what they should do is, like, they're like, no, everything, no. Listen, you get to a point where now you got to start protecting your assets. Whether it's like, yo, listen, we're going to have to cast women differently. Shit. You know, and by the way, I give Myron credit for this. Like, they definitely got some shit for metal detectors now in there. But shit, maybe security, maybe some other shit. It's just too much shit going on. And again, it's entertainment when nothing happens. It's something else when somebody got people in the building or got a gun on them and something does. So that's my only advice. Is like, you guys are growing, but trust me, what Jerry Springer was organized fuckery. It wasn't real. Let me just be clear with that. It wasn't real people fighting. Most of the time, they knew what was going to go on. They knew the parameters, and it could only get so wild. You don't want to have a situation where, as much as you might be going viral from it, that it's now anything goes. That's it's threatening to your core business, if you ask me. Somebody said we was happy. No, chat. No. I wasn't dissing y'all when I said, like, you know, it's what I mean for a portion of y'all is like, for a portion of y'all wanted me to, like, keep just doing 2016 stuff, like just bringing chicks on here, roasting them, this and third. But I want it to be a little bit bigger than that, right? I want it to, like, expand a bit. And sometimes your audience doesn't realize what you have to do to expand. Like, for example, like, could I have done some of the same stuff I was doing in 2016? Yeah. But I couldn't have been the person doing it. I could be facilitating, quote unquote, kind of sometimes, but I couldn't be the person who was the fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Again, I would have developed a reputation that's worse than what I already have, which is not the best when it comes to women, right? So when I'm talking about y'all in terms of, like, an audience, sometimes y'all want the raw shit so bad that y'all don't realize when somebody's above the raw shit. Like, nigga, I wish I could do 2016 over again. But unfortunately, I got to tell y'all, if y'all like that shit, go watch that shit. Because I can't do it again. I can't. Now, could somebody else, could one of y'all come up and do it? Sure. But I can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like you have to grow. So I'm only saying that when it comes to, like, Fresh and Fit, because I do believe that there's some growth necessary, and the growth is just based on them realizing that, like, think about the other people who they're competing with. Like, for example, I love dissing this motherfucker now since he mentioned my name. Like, that bum ass nigga Rulu Tuma, whatever his name is, nobody knows him. He's a fucking dweeb. Like, nobody knows him. Like, that nigga is a nobody, right? People know Fresh and Fit, for better or for worse, and they know Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is doing videos with Future. You don't want to be the person that just have a bunch of ratchets fighting and fucking risking your life all the time. That's what I'm trying to say. There's some leveling up that could happen, and you could still keep it. Got to keep it a little ghetto sometimes, but like, you want to also show that this is not your ultimate form. You want to keep going up. So, salute to my boys. They're definitely doing their thing. I think they're learning on the fly, and I think they're gonna make sure. I think every time some shit like this happens is unexpected, and they try.
So what do you think of DJ Akademiks' breakdown of Fresh and Fit? Do you think they should change their format? Drop your thoughts in the comments.